Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited to introduce to you our platinum sponsor for our upcoming event, really focusing on microtransit. This will be on March 15th in the beautiful village of Port Jefferson. This event is put on by the New York State Parking and Transportation Association. We are all very excited. It's the first event of the season. We're all looking forward to spring, all of us in New York. So I want to again welcome John Corrado, who is our platinum sponsor. Welcome, John. How are you?
How you doing, Kevin? Thank you for having me.
Very, very good. Hopefully we have a day like that on March 15th that you're seeing in my background. That will be the view that we'll all have. So those of you watching, please register for this event. We're very excited about it. John, give us some background on your company, briefly, if you would.
Yeah, try to go briefly. It's a long history. My two grandfathers were immigrants from Italy, came to this country and drove buses as young men and helped form what was known as Green Bus Line in New York City, which ultimately became a MTA property about 15 years ago. And my dad started his career there. It was a big company. He was looking to find his place in this industry, and he looked east to Suffolk County, and a friend of his introduced him to the owner of Suffolk Transportation and Suffolk Bus Corp. And in 1970, borrowed some money from his family and bought this operation located in Bayshore. And since then, he's grown the business, and I joined the family business in 1988. Coming out of Michigan, I was an accountant in New York City, and one of my uncles convinced me to start working with my father. And here we are. My dad retired in 1996, a long time ago. He's still with us. And I'm running the business and looking to keep growing and being smart about what we do here in Suffolk County.
All right. For those watching, Suffolk County is the county that we're now in. It is the larger county of Long Island, New York. John, just give us an idea of how big the company is in terms of fleet size and maybe what you grew from and to. I'm sure you're proud of that growth.
Yeah. My father bought the business in 1970. There were probably less than 100 units here. I got here in 1988, and there are probably somewhere close to 1,000 units. And currently we run about 1,600 school buses and about 250 para and fixed route buses for Suffolk County. So we have about 2,800 employees in total, located in 15 different dispatch locations in Suffolk County, encompassing everything from Huntington, Smithtown, Islip, and Brookhaven.
Incredible. Congratulations. That's just some feat. That's a great family business. So now it's 2022. As you know, a lot of our program will focus on immense changes that are happening, not only coming out of COVID, but just in terms of efficiency. You and I have talked about some of these things in the microtransit way. If you can briefly maybe tell us what you see for the future for the company. In other words, what things do you think will have to happen for you to still thrive and grow?
Yeah, technology gets to play a big role. And technology that, quite honestly, we didn't have 5 years ago. GPS was a tremendous invention. We got to give Uber a lot of credit for encouraging people to use their smart devices to secure transportation. And maybe we fit someplace in between there with microtransit for the public service. And we'll use technology to better marry trips, people's origins and destinations, and do it in an efficient way. So we're looking forward to this. We've got a couple of different partners that we've connected with. And now after COVID, and you mentioned that, very good, perfect time for us to relook at ourselves. And the system lost a lot of ridership due to the pandemic. And before we build ourselves back up, let's make sure we do it in a really smart and efficient way. And we've got some great plans for the future. We look forward to providing as many answers as possible to people's problems, transportation problems that they may have. Everything from school bus to public transit. We do a lot of adult transportation work, and maybe some of those lines will start to cross each other, and will be, like I said, technology allows us to be as efficient as possible.
I think this is going to be one event where people are going to really learn from each other, not just the speaker speaking, and we have a great lineup of speakers, but also back and forth, because the future right now is for us to grab as professionals, I think. And I think It's not perfectly laid out, and that's what's sort of exciting about it. What do you hope for people to walk away with at this event yourself?
Well, to understand that there's some real opportunities. We do need public support for these projects to work. They have to be supported by our government and our leadership, and that's important. And then we want the residents to embrace this, because if it's not serving them, then we shouldn't be doing it. We move about 6 million trips a year in our public transit system. If nothing else, we're either going to do it for less money, the same number of people, or we'll move more people and spend dollars efficiently. And a combination of, like we said before, using the app to get from point A to point B, smart algorithms, taking people's needs and matching them to our resources. And that's, I think, going to be a really cool thing. As you know, Suffolk and Nassau, but primarily Suffolk, is evolving, and we're doing some real high density projects. Transit friendly is the term that everyone likes to use. So, and we also understand that the younger population is not interested in driving everywhere. So I think there's some real opportunities. There's some real challenges as well. Suffolk County is 1.5 million people living in a very large area. There's some density, and then there's some population gaps. We get to the area of Upton, there's like no one living there.
Yeah.
So how do we manage all of that? We've got the hardest assignment out there of most suburbs, and surrounded by water, at least on 3 sides. So it's going to be a challenge, but we're up for it. And I think there's some, like I said, some really great opportunities here.
Wonderful. So we're going to leave the rest of your program to the day, March 15th. That's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Those of you watching, please share this with your parking and transportation professionals. We're so looking forward. John is one of 8 speakers that day. And again, we thank them for their platinum sponsorship, and we look forward to hearing what STS has to offer the community of parking and transportation professionals. Thank you, John.
Thank you again, Kevin. Look forward to it.